today we will know the 6 trigonometric function and their transformation in the graph, and we will be using Desmos calculator. So firstly, we will graph our sine. So as you can see, our sine graph, the sine starts at the center here, and it goes up and down, and it goes back to the center. So what if we will make this as, how about we have negative sine? So this is what negative sine look like. So it starts from the very center, and it goes, instead of going up, it goes downward first and then up, and then it goes downward again and up. So that's the sine graph, no? Next, we will see if we add, we will manipulate its domain. So we have plus 1. So what happens here is it moves 1 unit upward, right? It moves 1 unit upward. Now, what if we manipulate the range? So if we manipulate the range, we will have here you see that one, it moves 1 unit to the right. So when we manipulate the range, it goes upward or downward, and when we manipulate the domain, it goes left or right. Now let's proceed to cosine. Cosine x with our same 5 highlighted points. Cosine x. So here it is. So it starts from, instead of starting at the center, the cosine, it starts from the top. Did you see that? It starts from the top, and then it goes downward and in the middle, and then upward again. Now back to the up. Now can you guess what negative cos look like? So whenever you put a sign in front of a function, it's going to reflect the x-axis. So therefore, the negative cosine x will look like this. So it starts from the bottom, going up and then back down again, and goes on and forth. Now let's proceed with the next trigonometric function, which is the tan. Tan x. So here he goes. So this is the graph of the tan. You can see here, this is the graph of the tan. So what if we put its asymptote? So putting the asymptote, we will put x is equal to pi over 2. So here it goes, and then another x is equal to 3 pi over 2. So look at that. So that's it. The asymptote hugs close to the curve. That's the tan graph. Now that's the tan graph. So when we manipulate its domain, we will just add 1. What happened is it moves 1 unit upward, right? The same with the process a while ago. When we manipulate the range, it goes upward and or downward, and if we manipulate the domain, it goes left or right. Now let's proceed with another function, which is this cosecant x. Cosecant x. Let's just use this one. Okay, here it goes. So this is the cosecant. So the cosecant is similar to the rules for the sine function. If now the amplitude of the sine varies between 1 and -1, and the sine starts at the center and it goes up, then goes down, and so on. That's the sine. Now the CSC, or the cosecant, is the reciprocal of the sine, in which this is what the cosecant look like in the graph. Wait, see there. So the sine, when you graph, it's just a guide for you to graph the cosecant. Now let's move on to, what if we have negative cosecant x? What happened? Oh, okay, it just moves oh, again, we'll just see. Haven't seen it. Okay. Okay, it moves 1 unit to the right. Next is we have the sec x. So just like they are similar with the cosecant. Now the secant is the reciprocal of the cosine. So with the idea with the CSC or the cosecant, it's just the reciprocal 1 over cosine, and that is the secant. So this is what the second graph looks like. So what do you observe? Now what if we make it as what changes does it take place when we put negativity, negative, make it negative second x. Okay, you see that one, it moves 1 unit to the right, 1 unit to the right, 1 unit to the right, 1 unit to the right. What if we manipulate its domain? Add one lang. What happened? It moves 1 unit upward, no? 1 unit upward. So lastly, we'll have the cotangent. So the cotangent, you can see now we have the cotangent graph. So to graph y is equals to cot x, use the identity cot x is equals to cos x is over sine x. So at the values of x for which sine x is equal to 0, the cotangent function is undefined and its graph has a vertical asymptote. So here is the graph of the y is equals to cot x. Now we will put its vertical asymptote, which is x is equal to negative pi. So there, negative pi. Next is x is equal to 0 and x is equal to pi, and lastly we have x is equal to 2 pi. So that's it. So there you go. There you go. That's where the vertical asymptote of the cotangent, the vertical asymptotes. So there you go. So hope you have learned something out of our video today. Good day, everyone.